Okay. We have Drew. Hello. Hey guys. Awesome. Yeah. All right.
What's up? Hello, hello.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yay! Oh my goodness, as it climbs, we love that. Thanks, guys, to everybody for joining us here today. If you guys don't already know, Winnie the Drew. Drew is amazing. He's a good friend of mine.
Thank
Very
you.
into the spiritual aspects, into implementing spirituality into our business, and we're going to talk about how you can up level your tattoo business by actually bringing in some of these spiritual practices. And so I'm glad that you guys are all here. This is going to be super fun. So, Drew,
Dude,
before we get started, let's just tell me who you are, where you're working, all the good stuff. Let me know what's happening.
cool. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me good? First
I
of
can
all,
hear you well.
awesome. Cool. Well, hello. I'm Drew, and I am from Utah. For those of you guys who don't know, I see some of my friends' names popping up, so I'll already do know. But yeah, I am from Utah, born and raised out here. I own a shop called Olympus, where I'm fortunate enough to have some of my best friends work there with me, and also some of my best friends around the world who get to come visit.
Me.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, as you all know, I tattoo, and I love it. I'm really grateful just to be able to do what I do. I travel a lot with it, make a lot of new
hmm
friends through tattooing, and find a lot of fulfillment from this. So
Yeah.
excited to talk
Isn't it
about that.
crazy that way though? Like how tattooing has brought so much like more than just being creative. It's like family, friends, opens doors, possibilities, opportunities, and it's all I personally think, it's all about like the mindset. It's like, you started what like you're self-taught and you also, you've got to from there to here and all of the things in between that you've created with Tat Venture and your shop with Olympus and then like almost attracting the artists that are just like you. And I just think I find that so invaluable. Like what was your thought process in like doing those kinds of things? Like was it like a positive mindset or what was your mindset in like getting to where you are today?
Well, it's been such a long road now, actually. It's, I've been tattooing now for like 10 or 11 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been an evolution of my mindset because I
Mm-hmm.
would like to say it's been completely positive the entire time, but it's been an evolution because when I first started, I was in a much different place
Mm-hmm.
in my life and in my own head, and where I can look back in retrospect at tattooing and how that's made an impact on my life in general, I can see that when my mindset would evolve and would become more rooted in positivity and feeding myself more positive self affirmations. That's
Mm-hmm.
when my tattooing would get better, my art would look better, my career would, ascend. So,
Mm-hmm.
been an evolution. Really, I can't say it's been completely um, the
Easy
same.
going. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but that's the thing. I like the word that you use safe because it's not. It's like literally having faith in yourself to get to the next mode, even though there's an unknown there. There's like you don't know where the path is gonna take you. You're gonna send it and say fuck it and do it anyway. And even though you have a family that relies on you, and you have people that are looking up to you, and you're just like, I am just gonna go for it. So I find that really fucking awesome and inspiring. I think that it's inspiring for a lot of people out there that feel like they want to give up or, oh, they didn't find the perfect mentorship or, oh, like, am I going to be a tattoo artist or am I going to be a creative as I grow up? And it's like, if you put in the fucking work, you will. And if you continue just to believe in yourself, even through the muck and the mire and through the hard shit, then it's like, you know, then that's how
Hmm.
you got here. So I fucking love that. And it makes me super duper happy. And so today, guys, we're talking about like spirituality in business. And if you don't know what spirituality is, it's basically a concept of like looking for answers within yourself, and as well as all the supporting practices and activities that aid in higher understanding. So, you know, all of us, like, we hear it like the whole manifestation, law of attraction, and things like that. And I know that some of those words are buzzwords these days, but they are real in science and in belief. And if you look at both, you can find it. But supporting these practices, it's like, who doesn't want to support a practice that's going to make you feel like you're fucking great? Like, you know what I mean? So like, why not give it a shot? And that's the reason why I think putting spirituality in business is really, really key to up leveling instead of productivity, and go, where we do sit and we do get to be present and in the moment and ground ourselves. That's when we actually get the inspiration and the creativity that comes out of us to up level on not only our creativity, but also in our business, like how we can expand and do that creatively. And so, you know, and a lot of us don't even realize that we're actually implementing a lot of these practices in our daily just because of our culture or whatever else. But, you know, like for instance, if you guys look at your horoscopes every day, you know, and like that creates an intention within you because your horoscope says that, you know, today you're going to have a rad ass day. And then now in your mind, you're all of a sudden thinking like, wow, I'm going to have a really rad ass day. So you're constantly looking for the rad shit that's going to happen that day. And then you're almost bringing it to you because your perspective has changed. So that's really all that is. It's just understanding that your perspective can change, understanding that the thoughts that you think become your reality. And so when you think about implementing those types of practices like meditation, visualization, affirmations, you know, gosh, so many other things, being in nature, all of those things that create more creativity within you and being present, it really just, it's like, well, why not change the perspective into something that's going to make me look at life that there's so much for it to offer with love instead of looking at life with fear.
Hmm.
And so I would love to know, Jroo, what are yours? Like, I know a lot of people, like for me, like I have my own rituals. Like I have my rituals in the mornings, you know, and I know that you do too, because I've seen some, you know, like making your bed and things like that. And but I think that these are the types of things that like what does like a morning ritual or whatever ritual, nightly or morning ritual look like for you that keeps you centered in the moment and ready to create tattoos every day?
Um, so there's a lot of things that I do, not only like daily, but weekly or like whenever I feel the need to do them, just because, and in adherence to my tattooing, reason being is it's just coming from a deeper place. And all of these, like before, I kind of tell you like the things that I do, I'll tell you like why, because that really is the root of
Yes.
what creates these habits and these, you know, these different routines that
Yes.
level up our tattooing, you know. And you nailed it right on the head with why being spiritually connected is so important with tattooing. And for me, my sense of spirituality is a sense of self-awareness, you know, and not only
Yes.
awareness of myself and everything going on in here, but also a better sense of awareness of everything happening around me, not only in my environment, which is mostly the shop, but everyone around me as well. And like knowing that I am practicing having a better connection with myself and having it's leading me to have a better connection with the people around me, my practices, my space. Everything becomes much more intentional, and when I'm creating from a deeper, like when I'm connected with myself on a deeper level, and I can implement my sense of connectedness with my art, I'm creating from a deeper part of my soul. You know what I mean? And not only are my tattoos
Mm.
going to look better, my tattoos are getting better, I'm creating more of an impact on the person that I'm tattooing and
Yes.
face that I'm tattooing in, because I've come to realize throughout the last 10 years doing this that it's so much, tattooing is so much deeper than just like what's on our skin and what's like, you know, what's showing on our skin. It's such an intentional transfer of energy, and that energetic transfer that we get to share with people makes an impact on people. And
Yes.
I found that like I love tattooing, and I started tattooing for me because I love to create art, you know what I mean? But I've learned that it's not about me at all. It's about the people that I'm tattooing, you know? And so when I'm able to serve that person and create something for them that expresses externally what's going on internally, I'm just like invigorated. I'm so much more excited. I'm like, it's not only a job at this point. Like, it's not, tattooing for me is not a job. It's not my career path. I mean, it's what I do for money, but it's my fucking calling. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I'm going to change this motherfucker's life. They're going to, not only, I get to change what they look like. And when I'm changing what people look like, I'm changing how they look at themselves. And when I can change how someone looks at themselves, I get to have the opportunity to change the way that they feel about themselves. Because when I hype them up and I make them feel fucking beautiful and powerful in that moment of tattooing them, every time they look at that tattoo, they're going to feel that. They may not like remember exactly what we all said at the shop or like what happened or whatever, but they will feel how they felt getting that tattoo a little bit every time they look at that. And so that everlasting like piece of feeling that we get to share with people is important. And in knowing that, I couldn't slack. I couldn't let, like, I'm not just going to like, oh, I'm going to go put something on someone's body, you know. It ain't like that at all. I'm going to change this person's whole fucking reality. The whole way that they feel about themselves can be dependent a little bit on how I make them feel that day and the tattoo that I can deliver to them. And so when I'm creating from a deeper part of myself like that, I'm staying up late. I'm not even questioning whether I'm going to like get this design done, whether I'm going to like how I'm going to do it. Doesn't matter. I know why I'm going to do it. And whether it's like a design that's a little bit like above my fucking pay grade, or it's like, it's something that I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? This is like the craziest thing I've ever designed. I'm able to figure it out, and all of the what's, when's, how's, all that is so much easier to figure out, because like that sense of why is just like so deeply ingrained and so important. And so not only the process of doing a tattoo, but also the things that lead up to me being able to do that tattoo, like you mentioned, like routines and things that I do to not only like conserve and re-energize my energy that I have, but also like level it up. And those things don't become a question either, because a lot of the time with tattooing, I have felt, as you know, I'm sure you have, and a lot of the artists that are watching this have felt, that you just have to fucking go, you know, like you mentioned, like that grind, just like trying day in and day out to just like level yourself up, you know, which it's, I do believe in constant growth, but I also believe in nurturing that growth in a positive, healthy way. And a lot of the ways that I do that are balancing my life spiritually to allow myself that that connection to that deeper sense of power, you know. And so a lot of those things that I do, you know, are the biggest thing, really what's been a catalyst for me, and I've talked to you about this, is expressing my gratitude and writing and focusing.
Gratitude is that vibe, bro. It's that high vibe that we all live on.
That's the key. And paying attention to that and expressing that, and like giving myself the habit of expressing the gratitude that I have for the things in my life, and all the good things, keeps the good things coming, you know, and where, when I'm paying attention to that, wherever my attention is going, that's where the energy's flowing. And that's
That's
where,
right.
that's what I want. I want more things to be grateful for. And so paying attention to every little thing that I'm grateful for has been a big, like a big catalyst to the shift that I've had that's been able to change the trajectory of not only my life, but my tattooing career.
Yeah.
And that's been vital because it in so many moments, it's not a huge shift, you know, it's always such a subtle, like energetic push in a more positive direction when I'm able to sit down and like say, you know, I'm grateful for the small things, and I'm grateful for clean water, something as small as like being able to control my lights whenever I want the lights on or off. Little things like that makes all of the big things so much more attainable, you know, and also makes me realize like the small things are the big things, you know, and in realizing that, that's why I pay so much attention into how someone feels when I tattoo them, and like the memories that they're taking from that session, and the little things that I'm doing for myself to give myself that energy, like expressing my gratitude or you know.
Well, gratitude's like one of the, so when we think about like the science behind energy and the vibrations that we all kind of come on, and I know that some people aren't like, oh, totally into the woo that we are in, for sure. Like we have that spiritual practice where it's just like, wow, like we know, we've seen things happen, you know, it's like miraculous things happen by just focusing inward and focusing on that connection and focusing and being very aware of the things around us. And we're very empathetic and the feeling of energy. And so gratitude, when you vibrate on average daily on the high vibes where gratitude and love and just appreciation really just lie up in this direction, that's all of that sit in that hierarchy of vibration all just kind of gravitates towards you. So you're just pulling these things towards you. So you're pulling more like-minded clients towards you that need that healing energy that you have to offer through intentional tattooing. Is because that's what you are. You're an intentional tattooer, as am I, and as is everybody else that chooses to be, and just so important to be, because we have such a huge responsibility, like you said, not to just tattoo people and not to just put art on people. And you're here to create an experience that's going to change, hopefully, maybe the trajectory of someone's day, hour, or even life, because they get to wear something new and they make them feel different, because we all understand that feeling creates, you know, and especially good feelings create the vibe, and the vibe creates where you lie. So it's like that in and of itself is just so fucking awesome, Drew. Like, it's so fucking inspirational, and it makes me so happy that, like, you know, there's more and more people understanding this side of tattooing, the why of why we are here. Why are we doing the things that we do? Why did we decide to start tattooing? Yeah, you know, maybe at the beginning it was for different reasons, but why are you doing it now? And or why do you want to begin? So you guys out there, if you're listening to this and you're watching this, ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself these questions and answer them honestly, and see where it hits. Like, there's no wrong answer for that. It's just understanding your whys are going to be the motivator to what gets you from here to there, and what up levels you to the person you are now to the person you want to be. So I think that that's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful.
I do too. And I think you're so right. I like that you said that, like, to ask yourself that, because even if you know, this is why I wake up in the morning, I have a deeper sense of purpose because I have kids, or have a sense of fulfillment from creating, whatever your why is. When you can focus on that and keep your focus on that, whether it's, you know, writing it down and identifying it, and talking to someone about it, you know, talking to your friends about it, talking like this, it's healthy, and to share that with people and to realize that over and over again, the more that you can connect with your sense of why and your sense of purpose, the easier that answering those questions of how am I going to do this shit? What am I going to do next? How am I going to get better? Where am I going to find these clients that I connect with? Where am I going to be able to, find my, my tribe? All these answers are a lot more clear and a lot easier to create these answers and solutions when that sense of purpose is identified, and you're
Yes.
like you said, you're intentionally creating, and you're purposefully tattooing, giving people not only the tattoos that they need, but the experience that they need as well,
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that we get to not only do this, but that we get to be aware of this and share that and create and build more with each other and with others, because we really do get to have the opportunity every time we do this to change the trajectory of someone's day, year,
Totally.
life. It's a big thing. I know that when I get tattooed, like I remember it all. I remember every moment of that day. I feel like I'm like looking up forward to it for months, and then like to become vulnerable enough. And this is something I learned through getting tattooed, because I tattooed for a lot longer than I started getting tattooed. I started tattooing pretty young, and I wasn't very tattooed. And once I started to get tattooed and experience what it was like on the other side of the needle, and really root myself in that moment and become vulnerable enough to trust somebody with my body, with my whole self, realizing that trust is so powerful to give to somebody. That's love, giving somebody, and especially for me, giving somebody love for me is really easy. I love everybody. But giving people trust like that comes a little bit more tough naturally sometimes, And so when you can give yourself, when you can trust somebody and give them that trust to tattoo you, and not only to tattoo you, but to guide you through that pain and give you something really remarkable on your body forever, because that's going to last forever. That's a big decision. And so it's not something I take light, and it's something that I've learned to really respect that people are trusting me in this way. And I'm the kind of person it's cultivated this feeling within me over the years that like I cannot let someone down. They've been waiting for months. I know what it's like, people have been waiting for so long, and they've been looking forward to it. They've been waiting their whole life, because it's not just the waiting period of when you schedule to get a tattoo. You've been waiting your whole life up to that moment. Like everything that happened has led up to you, that moment of you getting that tattoo. And so that's a big moment. And when I get tattooed, it's not like, when I look at myself, it's not like I feel like something was added on that wasn't there before. It's something that I feel like was always supposed to be there, and it was always going to be there. It just had to be uncovered, you know what I mean? And like, once I can finally see it and it's on me, I'm like I'm looking more like my final version of myself that I see. So,
and that gets to like emulate out of you through a piece of artwork that someone you've entrusted basically a piece of like your soul, you know what I mean? It's like some of these people come out, and like you said, they wait their whole lives to have this. They've had this idea, they've believed in this idea, then they found the perfect person they believe can handle it with grace and with integrity and with this kind of energy that we all should be looking at tattooing as. It's a very, like we said before, it's a very huge responsibility, and we want to be intentional with that energy. Like, we don't want to just go into a tattoo and just be like, another day, another dollar, like a lot of us have, maybe in the beginning, or a lot of us might still be doing. And it's just, so this is what I like. It's so important that not only the tattooed people, but the tattoo artists out there understand like the level, like, like great power comes great responsibility, like Spider-Man, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where you just got to really understand that that's the offering that we get to give. That's the purpose that we serve as artists, as creatives, that we give to this world. We don't have to be the activists or all the other things that people do. We're all here for a reason, and we're all doing our part to up level the consciousness, to bring it up higher, to understand that love is the way we should be leading, and gratitude and appreciation and those high vibes that that we on average constantly lead with. And it's not about just being toxic positivity. I don't even know what that even means. I think that positive vibes are always positive, but I've been hearing this like buzz thing going around, like toxic positivity, where you're forcing yourself to be positive when you're not. And that's not it at all. It's being accepting of all the things and all the feelings and all the energy within you, and being like, cool, that's okay. I'm going to go for it anyway, even with the fear or even with the feelings of judgment on myself and things like that. And as tattooers, when we get to hear people and hear people's messages, and especially our clients, when they're talking to us and really bearing their souls to us, because we're there for however many hours or however many days, it becomes one of those things where, we have this precious piece of energy, not only that they've given to us and trusted with us to hear about, but now it's like, it's our duty to give good fucking energy back, so that they know that they are supported in that situation, that we hold space for them no matter what. And I think that's like one of the hugest messages that you and I and all the people out there that are feeling in the same vibe, that we all need to be sharing, so it spreads out, and we attract more of them, and people start to like evolve and change. And then all of us are 5D looking, we're looking at life 5D.
And it's, it really is important, not only for that particular experience that we get to share with someone, but for the entire tattoo community in a whole. Reason being is that when someone comes into my shop and they have an experience that makes them feel beautiful and makes them feel appreciated and important, and they experience that through a tattoo, and they get to carry that energy with them for the rest of for fucking ever, they are not going to accept going and getting tattooed elsewhere. They're not going to want and it's going to. And also when tattoo artists get tattooed by other tattoo artists, and everybody realizes that like there are experiences out there available and opportunities for you to really grow through this and to have an everlasting, beautiful work of art. And once people are able to experience what's out there, it's going to raise the vibration, because everyone steps their shit up when they're like, okay, if I want to excel, this is how it's going to have to be done. And the tattoo industry has evolved so much in the last little bit. And the biggest thing that I can see happening right now, and that really is the most beautiful part about tattooing, in my opinion, is the intentional connection, that energetic connection that we have with people through doing this for them. And it's beautiful that we get to create art and like make people look fucking dope. We get to make people look so sick, but we get to make people feel fucking dope. Yeah.
I did that. Like,
right?
You did that. Yeah, I always
think
of it as like a very collaborative energy between me and my client. It's like, they're like, oh, you did all the work. I was all, no, dude. Like, we did the work together. Yeah, I might be here putting it on you, but you're the one who had to have this type of energy for you to create the idea, and then I create it visibly. And then we collaborate together by you sitting still and having a good time, and then me being here and being able to hold space. So it's just, like they say, it's like tattoo therapy. It really, truly is. And then and it's not just the therapy of just like the one, it's just like, it's like you said, it's very life-changing. And I find that really, really empowering. And I love that the tattoo industry, I do notice it a lot more, especially when I go to convention and meet new people and meet new friends and things like that. It's just been like with you, like I met you in Milan, and it was a super beautiful exchange of energy. And then it was like, I met Amber and Amber Muse, and, and then it's like, now all of a sudden we're coming together. Like next month, me and Amber are driving to you, or in January, we're driving to you to come do a guest spot. Like, how all of this is like how we're all coming together, even as tattooers, and creating this community and teaching our young ones, like even like our apprentices or our you know, other artists that work with us, like the environment that we want to provide and the level of responsibility that we want to uphold and intention that we want to uphold within ourselves as creatives and what we're doing here. It's really beautiful because you can feel the energy vibrating like off the building. Like when I stepped into your building, I was like, yeah, I live here now. Like this is where I live. Like this is awesome. And honestly, it was probably the one of the only times I've felt that vibe, you know, and where I felt like I felt home. And I was like, I feel genuine, beautiful, intentional tattooers here, all trying to make a difference and be of service to people. It's not about me, it's about them. And I, oof, like the vortex, take me, take me.
Yeah,
So
you.
that's, I think, so amazing, such an amazing experience, Jroo. And I just, I feel very, very honored to have you as a friend and to see where that goes, you know, like in the future and everything like that. So we just got
I'm
to
very
keep doing
honored
what we're
to have
doing,
you as a
right?
friend too. You are always at home in my home. Like I feel very, very grateful to be your friend, and like to have you in my life is a real fucking treat because you're fucking dope. As soon as you came out, I was like, yep. As soon as I met you in Milan, I was like, yep, Reese, she's on that fucking frequency that I like to be
That's
on.
what's up. That's where we're at. So before we get done, we were perfect timing. Before we get done, what would be like the ultimate giveaway as far as like someone could start practicing awareness, like you said? Like what was like the first few things that like beginner practices of awareness that really helped you to kind of get into that mode of being like intentional or really seeing life in the high vibe or something of that nature?
For me, I am I'm a creature of habit. And
Mm-hmm.
so, in knowing that and in wanting to create a positive mindset for myself, I have given myself certain habits that cultivate that. And some
Mm-hmm.
of them are I wake up and I do the same thing every morning. I wake up, I make my bed, I write my gratitude journal, and I go to the gym and stretch, and then I work out my body,
Mm-hmm.
sweat. And like doing this, like having a routine makes me feel accomplished, even if it's the
Yeah.
smallest thing, you know what I mean? Because it's not every day that I'm making like a huge leap forward in my growth and in, you know, in where I'm wanting to be. But if I can make that little 1% difference every day, you know, even if it's the smallest effort, which is so easy. If you're making the smallest, simplest effort, if you're only growing 1% every day, over a year's time, you're still growing 365 times what you were
Mm-hmm.
where you were at the year before. And
Mm-hmm.
so in keeping that in mind, that little 1% is big over a long period of time, you know, and
Absolutely.
for me, that's my habits. That's like the little bit of that's making my bed, and that's writing in my gratitude journal and expressing what I'm grateful for and cultivating a healthy mindset and like working
Yeah.
out my body so I feel like
Mm-hmm.
strong
Yeah. Mind,
and
body,
like
soul experience. You're literally touching on all three things the first thing you do in the morning. It's perfect. It's a
mhm,
perfect fucking practice. I love that
yeah,
so much. Gratitude
it
journal is
gets
like
perfect.
right up there.
Yeah, my gratitude journal is right here with me. I always have it. I like it's yeah, it's what keeps my mind right, you know, and as important as it is to keep my body healthy, keeping my mind healthy and keeping my heart happy is equally as important, even more so. And so
Yeah,
those are
absolutely.
some things that I do, and I also share that with my team and my people, and
Mm-hmm.
creating that space around me, and then creating a healthy, grateful environment around me makes me it only makes me ascend faster and like get
Yeah.
happier every day, you know. And so that's something that
Yeah.
we do in our shop meetings is we
Yeah.
all share gratitude. And so those are some things that really help me.
I love that. And it's really important too if you guys, if any of you guys have like own a shop out there, it's, you know, motivating your team in that way as well. It's like asking them these questions, the why, and then having gratitude, like having gratitude journal and writing in those things during your shop meetings. Like I implemented that recently because of your guys' shop meeting that I was so grateful to be a part of the time I was out there with you. So I was like, fuck, this is actually really great. Like, why not share the wealth, of how we all stay healthy vibed and like healthy mentally and things like that. So Jroo, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being on this with me. And of course, I'm going to see you soon, and I'll talk to you much sooner than that. But thank you guys, everybody, for being here. And we love you. And I'm going to post this on my main page so you guys can all rewatch and watch again and get all the good vibes. So
thank you so much, Reese.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.